Hi, Pisces. My name is Missy, and I'm here to do the bullshit and the blessings for the second half of September or whenever you happen to find this reading. Excuse me for coughing. Um, these readings are meant to be timeless and general in nature. So, when you do find it, if the details fit your situation, then the reading is meant for you. If they don't fit, however, please don't try to force it. You're just going to do more harm than good in that case, and stress yourself out, and nobody wants that. I'm not a doctor, lawyer, or accountant, so if you need advice in any of those areas, you definitely want to consult a professional. And by the same token, don't do something simply because I suggest it in one of these readings. I'm just simply reading the cards in this moment of time, reading the energy as it sits in this moment in time. You're the one who's in your own life, watching the changes and different nuances that are happening as they happen. And you're using those changes and subtle nuances in order to make your decisions. So, use your responsibility, your freedom to make your own decisions to your benefit. Don't just simply rely on what I'm saying here in this reading. Things change, energy changes. I'm just giving you advice based on how it sits right now. I don't know why I feel like I needed to make that super clear for you. There's actually one other group or one other sign that I felt like I needed to be super clear with, but I'm not going to say which one. If you happen to be drawn to watch it, then you'll know. So yeah, now that I've done that, we're going to actually, or said my disclaimer, we're going to actually do things a little bit different for the next several weeks because we have Mercury retrograde in Libra and we have Mars in Gemini, which is just a bad combination when it comes to communication, misunderstandings, and relationships, right? So I feel like it's very important for me to just slow down and take my time in these readings. And the truth is that, all of my previous videos that are here on YouTube or on Facebook, that's me trying to do these readings as quickly as possible because of the time crunch, right? I'm trying to keep them as short as possible so that they're easier to upload. But with Mercury retrograde, that's not really a good idea right now. I don't want to miss something important or say something and then go back and watch it later and be like, oh man, I think it actually was saying this and I misinterpreted it because I was trying to go like this, right? So you're going to get to see how slow I am when I'm reading the cards and I'm just doing it, like fully from me. No rush, no nothing, which means the video is going to be a little bit longer than normal. And if you are watching for particular signs, it could be a couple of days before they get uploaded. And I apologize for that. We have the song Broken by Palais Royale, P-A-L-A-Y-E Royale. So what I'm going to do is pull some charms to get the general energies for the next couple of weeks, and then we'll look at the cards to see what the details are. Go ahead and get right into it. Well, you didn't get very many. I'm surprised. It felt like more, but I think it's because these charms are a little bit bigger. So first off, we have two special charms that came through right away. I put them in my charm bucket to represent something specific when they came out on the board. This particular charm is one that belongs to my granddaughter, who happens to be too old to play with it now. So I put it in the bucket to represent children. It could be even specifically grandchildren, but in this sense, this is where children might be either having some small difficulties or causing some small difficulties or irritations, and that could be something that you're focused on right now because this was coming out in the center of the board, but it also kind of came out near yes and rephrase, right? So maybe if you're asking a yes or no question, it's saying the answer could be yes if you ask in a different way or if you kind of rephrase the question. It also could be centered around a person, place, or thing with the letter D. Also, so this particular charm is another one that's special because it was a gift to me from a friend of mine. And as you can see from the coloring of it, It's Oregon, but it's got some, I think it was peacock or I want to say like soda light, something else that's in it. I can't remember exactly, but it's an owl. So this is talking about intuitive wisdom, right? And it came out over here near where it's saying wait, but also in the center. So I feel like you have a friend around you who is intuitively picking up on something. It could be this letter D because of the way that just fell and knocked that D over here. But maybe they're intuitively picking up on something and trying to give you advice. Maybe I think you should probably listen. I think the advice would be to wait for something, and I think you should listen. Pay attention, because it was in the center mostly, which is anything that falls in the center tells me that is either your focus or should be your focus if you're not already aware of it. Also, we've got like field notes coming out near no. So if you're asking, should I be paying attention to the details, taking notes, like, you know, all of that kind of stuff, like, no, I don't think you should. I think you should go with the flow. We do have the number 753. And then finally, up here where it says yes, we have the 11th house coming through. That could be a question of your friends or your social circle. Like maybe you have a yes or no question about one of your friends. It's like saying yes. Or it could be saying, again, a confirmation of this here where you have this friend who is intuitively picking up on something and you know, counseling you to wait. Like if you're asking, should I listen to them? Are they trustworthy? Whatever. Yes, yes, yes. Let your friends help you. All right, I think that's it for the charm. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the cards to see what other details we can get. We have the song, Giving You the Best That I Got, Anita Baker. You might want to Google that to see if it applies to your situation. Excuse me. I apologize for that. One more shuffle and then we'll pull some cards. Oh, look at, we've got two people coming through. I guess you can't see that, but we've got a Queen of Cups and a Queen of Pentacles. So water energy, earth energy. They're both looking out and actually they're looking at some sort of offer, which is interesting. Take that however it resonates for your situation. This does not have to be actual women. We're just looking at energy. So this can be, you know, two people who are in their receptive or feminine energy, meaning receptive. If it was masculine energy, they would be active. So two women who are maybe receiving the same offer or contemplating, analyzing, looking at, or not, I shouldn't say two women. I apologize for that. Maybe it is two women in your situation. I don't know. But it's two feminine energies, two people who are receptive, who are looking at the same offer, analyzing it in some way. So take that however it resonates for your situation. And look at, now we have the Nine of Pentacles left on the bottom of the deck with the Queen of Cups. So it feels like the Queen of Cups or the water energy is going to be the successful one. They may be the one that accepts the offer, or the whatever they're doing. There's their idea, their whatever, they accept it or they are successful in it. Oh, right there. Hold on. King of Swords, strategy, strategy, strategy. Interesting. The Seven of Swords jumped out, and it's coming right next to that strategy, which tells me. Let me explain the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is a card that talks about like deception, but the deception is a plan that this dude right here in the center of this card, his plan is they're at war. His what do you call it? I don't know. I don't know a lot about military lingo, but like, what do you call it when you have a whole bunch of people on one side? Troops, his troops on one side, they have their own camp, their own swords, their own weapons. And then this right here is the enemy camp. So his plan is to steal all of the weapons from the enemy camp in order to ensure victory for his troops, for his camp, his side, right? But there's deception attached to that because he has to do it under cover of darkness. He's stealing. He's doing it in the middle, in the middle of the night. He's sneaking into the camp, hiding away. So there's a lot of deception and different things like that are happening, right? So this is strategy that has to do around something that's happening under cover of darkness, or maybe there's some sort of deception attached to it. Could be attached to love or family, at least. Maybe not family. Well, the Ten of Cups is like, literally, it's like coming, it's like fortune after difficulty. It's like, it is the final card after the Nine of Cups. And with the Nine of Cups, this is where you have to provide your own happiness, your own, like you learn to provide your own satisfaction. You fill your own cup. You're not looking outside of yourself for anyone else to fill your cup. And that's the last step that you need to take in order to achieve fortune after difficulty, because it's a hard road to work through the Suit of Cups, right? It's very painful. It's very like, there's a lot of anxiety attached to it because it's very emotional. Emotions are never easy for anybody. Even the most balanced, calm person can still feel pain. And this, look at, now we've got the Ten of Pentacles there. So the Ten of Pentacles is sort of the counterpart to the Ten of Cups, by the way. And this depiction over here really puts it home, the fortune after difficulty. Look at their clothes. They look like they've just come through, like their clothes look a little bit tattered. They look beaten up. They look like maybe they've come through some shipwreck and now they're just happy to have each other, right? But on this side, this is sort of when the darkness, like they haven't gotten to the dawn yet. This up here, this new beginning, which is what tens represent, this new beginning is still a little bit off in the distance, right? But it is the counterpart to this card. This is where the relationship is still having difficulties. It's rocky. It's still new. There's something you have to get through, get past in this family or this relationship in order to get to the Ten of Pentacles, which is generational wealth. And now wealth does not always have to mean money. This can mean an abundance of love, right? An abundance of security that comes through the support that you get from family, or several generations of family looking out for each other. And that's the reason that you have this fortune after difficulty, right? And that comes through being able to balance the chaos, overcoming turmoil, which is what the Chariot card speaks to. Especially in this position, you see all these broken pieces, right? But he's still on this path ahead. So all the broken pieces are behind him. And also with the color of the water underneath the broken pieces of the pavement. You can see the road is solid ahead of him, but the water underneath is pink and purple. So this is all about like compassion and love and spirituality, getting in touch with spirit, getting in touch with your higher self, getting in touch with your unconditional love, that nature of yourself that's inside of you. That's how you get to this place here. I'm not even sure why I went off on that little tangent other than it was on the bottom of the deck. But what I'm going to do is we're going to pull these two cards. Oh, look, now we've got the Ace of Wands, which is a new beginning. And we're back to this. So the new beginning comes from overcoming the turmoil. Since we have already read this side, we're not going to go too far, but this is also moving on to calmer waters or bigger and better things. And there's the recognition of the hard work that's put in with this particular card here. And then this is going in search of what you know is missing, that's going to bring you happiness and fulfillment, which is right here. Right? So you have to go through all of these steps to get to this. You're the only one keeping yourself trapped. Literally, it only takes a few different moves to get yourself out of whatever this prison is that you created for yourself so that you can find this freedom. We have the song Here by Alicia Cara. This is the 2 a.m. version. I like it. Okay, all positive cards after this one here. Once you get yourself unstuck, you maneuver yourself out of this situation. I feel like somebody is watching you. Maybe this is a fire sign that's kind of watching you maneuver yourself out of this situation, but they're also helping you in some way. That could be this right here. This person could be a fire sign that's giving you the heads up that you need to tell you to wait because of XYZ, right? Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, we're only at 16 minutes. Where's this headed? Let's look and see where's this headed. I mean, we know it's headed to like a standstill, like you have to wait at this point. Maybe that's why so little charms came out. Maybe it's meant to only have a few cards, even though I'm kind of trying to push it to make the video a little bit longer. Yours is one of the shorter ones, which is interesting. One of the other signs had a very short reading as well, but we'll see if there you go. The Fool, this is a new beginning. You're looking at a new beginning. You haven't stepped off or you haven't made the decision to step off the cliff yet. You're scared. That's why that came out in that position. Interesting that we now have the King of Cups. Look at, we have a pair. I wonder if this is about a relationship, like a marriage or something, because that's what this pair, this counterparts, there's the match set, the King and Queen of Cups. And this particular, look at introspection, 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 and then we're back to the Nine of Cups, which is where you bring your own fulfillment. We already talked about that. You fill your own cup. You make yourself happy, and it's through introspection, waiting before you make a move. So yeah, it's you're that's where it's headed. The next 2 weeks, you're probably going to be waiting and thinking, waiting for something to happen. So I hope that resonates. If it does not, please stick around. There may be another reading for you here on the channel that does. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell your friends anything you can to help me. And it really does help me. Even the fact that you're just watching this video helps me. So I thank you for that.